All right, so I think we are live. Awesome. Welcome everybody to an Ask Me Monday live edition. Thank you all so much for joining me. So while we're waiting for some people here to filter in, I got a couple packages today from my PO box. So I thought it'd be fun for me to open them on camera with you guys. So it should be good. So here's the first one that I got, and this is from Mark, and I definitely recognize this name from the Facebook group. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Okay, so clearly this guy listens to my vlogs and what I like. He sent me some Engine 2 granola. This stuff, if you guys live in the States and you can get this, it is so dang good. It is like a sugar-free, oil-free, crunchy granola. It's amazing. So thanks so much. I definitely will be eating that. Hopefully not all in one day. And then it looks like I got some other things as well here from, oh, this is a package from PETA. That's kind of cool. So yeah, they sent me, this is already open because Crystal screens my packages to make sure I don't get any like bombs or anything like that sent to me. So they sent a couple little pins here, and then we've got some other stuff. Oh, wow. Some shirts. This is pretty sweet. Awesome. What does it even say? Vegan. It's not just for vegans anymore. That's pretty cool. This one looks like it's for Crystal. Oh, this one's so sweet. Okay. Look at this. Pretty awesome. Avocado. Just simple vegan symbol. Oh my gosh, and they sent Coco a little toy as well for our cat Coco. Cookie, come here. He's not interested. Anyways, a few other things in there. Thank you so much for that, PETA. That's really cool. Getting sent stuff from PETA. And oh, this granola. Okay, I'm not gonna eat it right now. I'll get into the chat. So yeah, this is gonna be like an ask me anything kind of thing. So if you guys want to ask some questions, please go right ahead and I will do my best to answer them. Let me just get this centered here. All right, perfect. So hi from France, hi from Germany. Very cool. Hi friends, hello from Florida. Yes, I love Florida. Hope you guys are having good weather. I'm sure you are, a lot better than here. Today it is the worst weather here. It was like, it's raining so hard and it's like 7 degrees Celsius, so cold. Anyways, okay, so let's get some questions going here. What tips do you have to become a better vegan cook? So I would say you got to just practice, and it will come with time. You will get faster and you will start to figure out like how you like to cook things, what flavors work together, and you will like develop your own sort of style, I would say. But yeah, definitely get some spices as well. Garlic powder, onion powder, and then like maybe a good curry powder. Cumin's good to have around as well, just to, season your cooking a bit more. So yeah, I think that'll help. But honestly, just like get cooking and try lots of different things. And if you have to watch some some videos on YouTube, like my What I Eat in a Days, where I always go through what I cook, that might help you as well, along with checking out some recipes. So go to Pinterest or even check out like Minimalist Baker or, I don't know, Thug Kitchen. They have really good recipes as well, if you can handle the language. So we got a question from Elias. What is a holistic nutritionist? So holistic nutrition, that is what I was schooled in. And holistic nutritionist is basically, how do you describe that? Holistic nutrition covers the entire body as a whole. So it doesn't treat individual symptoms. It will basically look at the entire body as a whole. So rather than, if you go into the doctor and you're like, yeah, I'm always getting these like headaches and everything, and my digestion is like really bad as well, and I have like some joint pain, rather than us just going like, okay, here's like a pill for joint pain, here's something to help with your digestion, and here's something to help with headaches, we would say, hey, let's look at this as a whole, and like let's think about how we could maybe heal all these together, because they're likely all linked somehow, and almost always starting from digestion, from the gut. So very cool. Good question. I like that. So let's get to some more questions. Oh my gosh, they're coming up. Okay. Does it matter when I eat? No, I don't think it matters when you eat at all. I think you should just eat when you're hungry. And if you wake up and you're not hungry, then maybe skip breakfast and eat more of your calories later in the day. If you don't like eating late and you find that it messes up your sleep and you wake up feeling groggy and sluggish and full, then don't eat late at night. So no, I don't think it matters when you eat, as long as you're getting those calories in, as long as you're eating good, whole, plant-based foods. Hey, from Texas, hemp seeds make me break out a ton. Any idea why? No, I don't know why. Hemp is not... yeah, I don't really know why. Hemp, not a lot of people that I've heard are allergic to like hemp. I know if I have a protein powder that is just hemp-based protein powder, it kind of wrecks my gut a little bit, but hemp seeds I do fine with. No, I'm not too sure about that, but very interesting. Do I need a protein shake right after a workout? No, you don't. No, you definitely don't. I would say within like a couple hours at least of your workout, I would try and get some calories in for sure. But it doesn't necessarily have to be just a protein shake. I think carbohydrates are one of the most important things right after a workout to replace your lost glycogen stores. So I would say, no, you don't need to do that right after a workout. I always find it funny that I see guys at the gym and like as soon as they're done working out or even like the middle of their workouts, they're like putting protein powder in water and they're like shaking it up and getting it down, thinking that that's like the magic pill. But no, it definitely isn't. But having some protein powder in your diet can help you to reach, you know, more like your protein goals in the day if you are trying to build muscle. But no, I would say you don't need that. But good question. Why onion powder, garlic powder instead of fresh? So as you guys will know, in a lot of my videos, I do use fresh garlic, but a lot of the time I use garlic powder and onion powder. And the reason is just because it's convenient. And I find a little bit of the flavor from onion powder and garlic powder goes a long way in a dish. And I will often add fresh onion to a dish as well as onion powder because the flavors are a little bit different. Like onion powder has like a deeper kind of, I don't know how to describe, I'm bad at describing flavors, like a smokier taste, I guess. Whereas like fresh onions is a lot sharper, unless of course you like caramelize them, but who has time for that? So that's why I use both. Yep.
There's a super chat.
Oh.
I don't know if you can see it.
No, I can't. I wonder why. Oh, just because live. Yeah, I'm not seeing the super chat. Crystal said I have one, and I'm having trouble seeing it.
It's from Cronish.
Okay.
And he asks, hey, is it good to work out if your muscles are sore? Sorry, I just wanted to.
No, I want to hit up the things. It's kind of frustrating that I'm not seeing them on here. So we got a question from Cronish, super chat, and he asks, is it good or is it bad to work out if your muscles are sore?
Like, is it okay to work out? Is it good to work out if your muscles are sore? Like, is it, I guess, okay? Or like, what do you think about that?
Well, depends why your muscles are sore. If they're sore just from like working out, then I would say it's okay, but you could probably like wait and maybe give them some rest and hit like another muscle group. But if your muscles are sore because you've damaged them, then like as an injury, then yeah, definitely not good to work out in that situation. But yeah, just maybe think about working out something else. That's what I always do. And that's why I like doing my push, pull, legs split that I do, because I find that on my push days, you know, I work my chest and my shoulders a lot and they get really sore. And then on the next day, I'll have like a pull day and then I'm working my back and my biceps and they'll get really sore. And then my whole upper body's sore. And then I get to do legs on that third day and everything's all good. And then I'll do it all again from there. So good question. Thank you, man. And it depends. Like, you know, that's a hard one to answer because when you just start working out, like you're going to be sore like almost all the time. So you're going to have to just work through that. And I don't think that there's any, you know, real harm in doing that for sure. All right. So let me just, here we go. I wonder why I can't see the super chats. So the super chat is a thing where you can like donate money and have your question like pop up to the top of the screen. And by no means is that necessary. I'm gonna answer all the questions that I can that are just like going down in here in the chat. But if you guys do want to do that, it's, you know, it's a nice way to donate some money or whatever to the channel. But let me tell you, it's not the best way that you can support the channel. Buying some Simnett nutrition merch, buying my ebook, liking my videos, supporting my videos, commenting on my videos, sharing the channel with friends is like the absolute best way. So thank you in advance for all that. Oh, best food while sick. Totally lost all my appetite and taste. So something that I often make is like a version of something called khichdi. And basically what I do is I just make, I cook up some white rice together with some lentils, and you can do that in like a little bit of vegetable stock or something. And it's a great way to get in some easily digestible food, and it'll keep you satiated. And put a little bit of like soy sauce or Bragg's or, you know, tamari or something on there, and you're good to go. Maybe even some green peas if you can stomach it. But sometimes when we're sick and our bodies are telling us that we're not hungry, then maybe it's okay to fast for a little while in those situations. Did I miss the theme song? Bing, 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 bonk. No, we didn't play it this time, unfortunately. I'm gonna save those for the actual Ask Me Mondays when we're outside. Pretty good question though. Okay. How do you not get bloated on big smoothie portions? It's not really smoothies that tend to bloat me. It's other things like beans. If I have too many beans or they're not prepared correctly, that bloat me. So I don't have a problem with smoothies and bloating, but I find like chewing helps. So if I just like drink a smoothie versus having a smoothie bowl, I find the smoothie bowl digests a little bit better. Oh boy, any tips for hormone balancing foods as I come off birth control and try and conceive? This is definitely an area of expertise for Crystal, not one of mine.
I have an idea.
So she's gonna pipe in here really quick and just give you a book.
Everyone's gonna just be mad. They're gonna be like, "Oh, we're talking about periods."
She's gonna give you a book to read on this.
I would definitely pick this book up, because this book talks a lot about like what happens to your body when you come off birth control. It's called The Period Repair Manual by Laura Brydon. And it talks about hormonal birth control, but it also talks about like you might have post-pill syndrome. You might not get your period back for a while. You might not ovulate for a while. So be patient. In regards to food, eating well and just supporting your body with kind of its rebalancing. But I definitely would suggest reading this.
Cool. Thanks.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Zinc. Oh, hormone balancing, zinc-rich foods, iodine-rich foods. You also want to have like selenium and B12 and vitamin D. Those are all really important for menstrual health.
Cool. Nice. So it looks like I'm seeing the super chats again. So Drew 69. Cool, man. Just gave a nice donation. Thank you for that. Cool. I know. Greetings from an expat in China. I'm just wondering, how does your 6-day split avoid the problem of overtraining? It seems that there's inevitably going to be some muscles getting over-exercised. Well, I'll only hit each muscle group twice in a week. So I don't know if that would really be considered overtraining. But a way that I do kind of understand that, a way that I kind of get around that is what I'll do is on the first push day that I have, I'll focus on always like chest, but then I'll focus on shoulders. So chest and shoulders. Whereas I'll kind of neglect my triceps a little bit on that push day, because still with a lot of pushing movements, you are still going to be targeting that. And then I'll do pull day where I'll focus on, you know, pulling movements, whatever. And then on that push day again, I'll focus on chest and triceps this time while not focusing on shoulders. And then with the pull days, I'll do something similar, because pull days, as we know, we work our backs and our biceps. So on one day, I'll just focus on back. And then on the next day, I'll just focus more on arms. So hopefully that helps a little bit. But yeah, I don't think, I don't know. I don't find that it's, you know, overtraining for me at least. But everybody is different. And who knows? Maybe I am overtraining. Maybe that's why I haven't gained much weight in the last 2 years. I don't know. But I just can't stay out of the gym. Sometimes on that second leg day, though, of the 6-day split, I will do like a full body workout where I'll focus on like abs. I'll do legs as well, and maybe throw some like higher intensity movements in there too. So hopefully that answers your question. How do I up my calories? I'm forcing food into my stomach. I can't, I lost the rest. Oh, I'm forcing food into my mouth at 2,000 calories. Sydney. Okay, well, you got to eat more calorically dense foods. I find like blending and like mashing things, it's like turns into baby food at this point, but that really helps. So like smoothies are a really good way. And even just, you don't have to be in a huge caloric surplus in order to gain. If you want to do like a full on bulk, well, yeah, then you're going to have to really cram some food down the old hatch. But if you want to just be in a, you know, 2 200 to 300 caloric surplus, then if you just have like, a small smoothie extra throughout the day, then that'll help. But what I like to do too is have like foods that are like mashed, so don't have to like chew as much, and you get like a lot more on a spoon, and you can get it into your mouth, a lot more into your mouth. So things like mashed yam with some like mashed avocado into it, and maybe some like hemp seeds or something, not for the person who gets like broken out from hemp seeds, but anybody else. Yeah, that's that's another way. And then like refried beans, things like that, rather than just making like just beans. Like make those beans or get a can of beans, and then like pulse them in the blender a little bit with some spices, and then cook that up, and you'll be able to eat like way more. So hopefully that helps. Does turmeric really work? Greetings from the NL. Where is NL? From the I think it's maybe it's Newfoundland. Other than that, I don't really know.
New Zealand?
New Zealand would be NZ, I think. Does turmeric really work? I would say it definitely does. It's well known at helping to prevent certain types of cancers and helping to reduce inflammation. It helps more if you have it with some black pepper. I've heard that it is a little bit better if you cook it as well. But it's not going to hurt you. That's for sure. So I would definitely get it in you. Mathioso, is Jon Venus natural? Jon Venus is a beast, but in my experience, Jon is totally natural, and I don't have any reason to think otherwise. But hey, we can all only just do our best. And yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say, but as far as I know, he is. Any advice on correcting muscular imbalances? Yes. So this is one that I definitely work through all the time. So when you're doing calisthenics, it's a lot of like bilateral movements, like pull-ups. You're using both your arms at the same time. So what can happen is, if you're imbalanced a little bit, you'll end up pulling more with one arm than the other, and you might not even notice it. And then over time, that will make you have one arm bigger than the other, or one stronger than the other. So what you got to do is you got to do some unilateral movements. And that's why I like to do things like bicep curls, and I'll even use like the lat pull down machine that has the individual like cables, and I'll just like do that and pull down with one arm, just to help with the imbalances. And then what you can also do is on your weaker arm, let's say this arm, I can only do like 10 bicep curls with this arm, but then with the same weight on this arm, which is like my stronger arm, my bigger arm, I can do 12 or 13 or whatever. Just do 10 on that arm, and then eventually the arms are going to balance out. So that's what I would say. But to each his own. Hey, is it possible to get your shirts in Germany? Greets from Black Forest. Yes, definitely possible to get our shirts in Germany. How fast can you run a 5K? Not very fast anymore. I'm sorry to say. I haven't been too much into the running lately, although I do miss it, but it's hard to keep our body trained for all these different things. And it's hard to have time to do all these different things as well. So at my very fastest, I was just breaking a 20-minute 5K, but that was a little while ago now. I would imagine that it's closer to, 25 probably minutes or more now, but probably do some pull-ups along the way anyways. Do you ever focus on fermented foods for gut health? Yes, I definitely do. I love having like sauerkraut. I think that's a really great way to build up your beneficial gut bacteria. So yeah, definitely.
You have another super chat.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why the blue ones aren't showing up, but it's from
yep.
Sphaedra. And
Sphaedra, I see it. So my husband takes creatine, helpful or harmful? So my take on creatine. Thanks for the super chat there. So with anything that is like an isolated compound, I think that it's going to have its risks. With that being said, creatine is one of the most well-researched supplements on the market, and it is, generally recognized as safe as long as you don't go over the recommended amount. So I would just say, 5 grams per day. Don't do any loading phases or anything like that. And make sure you're drinking lots of water. And it's probably okay. However, you really got, like I mentioned, you have to accept that there might be some risks involved in consuming it. So but as far as what the known risks are, like, I don't know. There doesn't seem to be too many of them. But again, like, there's not studies where they followed somebody for like 50 years after they've taken creatine to see if it's caused any harm. So just be mindful of that. It can help you with strength a little bit, for sure. I notice it myself when I get on the creatine. It does help with like the last couple reps, but I don't think it's necessary for gains. Definitely not necessary for gains, because we make all the creatine that we need in our bodies, and people who don't take it can definitely make gains. So I would say it's not necessary, but I would say that there is possibly some risk. How to get rid of man boobs. I've never experienced this, luckily enough, but I would say it's just, you got to lose more body fat. And if you do have man boobs and you're lean, then you probably want to talk to a doctor about possibly some hormonal imbalances. Yeah. I sent a super chat. You missed. Oh no. Cronish, ask again. I will be looking. How was that?
Oh, I think he asked his girlfriend was bulimic for 9 years and she gets bloating. Is that why? I think he asked that.
Oh, bulimic for 9 years. She gets bloating.
And she bloats up.
Okay.
Bad. Yeah,
well, bulimic for 9. And how long ago was she bulimic? Like, did she just start eating? Did she just start her recovery recently? I'm not too sure. There's a lot of things that can happen that take a long time to heal from an eating disorder. So I would say, yeah, it definitely could be. It can also wreak havoc on our gut bacteria, on our microbiome. So yeah, I definitely would probably work with a professional to figure that out, especially if it's getting in her way of living a normal life. All right, so let's get down to the bottom here. Some more recent questions. Any motivation tips to keep going when you absolutely no support from your family and friends? Alicia, yeah, that's a tough one. So definitely get an online support group so that you always have support somewhere. So whether that be, just finding a bunch of friends that you follow regularly on Instagram, or some sort of vegan Facebook group or something like that. Definitely get that so that you don't feel like you're completely alone. And just remember why you're doing it. If it's for, the animals, sometimes you might have to go back and watch a video watch a movie like Cowspiracy or something like that. But yeah, just stay true to yourself. And a little saying that I like to think of is don't, what is it? Yeah, I can't remember. Just don't let anybody else's feelings get in the way, or don't let anyone else's feelings get in the way of your own goals and ethics. So if someone has problems with what you're doing, that's their problem. That's not your problem. So just keep doing you. Yeah. All right, another question here. I can't read that one. I'm sorry. Is having too much natural sugar or fruit drinks bad? Natural sugar meaning cane sugar, or natural sugar meaning from fruits? I don't really know what you mean, but I would say that we should try to avoid having processed sugar as much as we can. If it's been taken away from the fiber and all the nutrients, then yeah. And then fruit drinks, that is a very broad spectrum. Are you making orange juice at home on your own with the pulp still in it, or are you buying Sunny D at the store? So I would stay away from sugar sweetened drinks as much as possible, but I don't think it's a terrible option if it's the only thing that you have at the time and you're hungry and thirsty. But yeah, I'd stick to whole foods if we can. All right, super chat from Trisha. Hi, hello, thank you. Any benefits on taking black seed oil? I'm not that familiar with black seed oil. When I was working at a supplement store, I remember I started to read the benefits of it, and it sounded so good. I was like, oh my gosh, this is a cure-all for everything. And I took it for a little while, and I didn't notice any difference in my life at all. So I have no idea. I think that those tiny little details, like those little foods that you might have a couple tablespoons of a day, I don't know if that's really like gonna boost our health to another level. But it does show some like promising qualities for sure. So we got a super chat from Chase Copley, and love everything you do and have played a major role in my weight loss journey down 109 pounds. This guy lost almost as much as I weigh. Wow. What's your opinion on a raw diet or 80-10-10 diet? So, I think a raw diet seems to work okay for some people, but I think for the majority of people, I don't think that it's necessary. I think that we can get all the same benefits eating a cooked, whole food, plant-based diet, of course, incorporating lots of raw foods, but having cooked foods as well. I don't think that there's any real need to it. And then as far as the 80-10-10 diet, I know a lot of you guys will know what that means, but like that's referring to the macronutrient ratio. So 80% carbs, 10% fat, 10% protein. And I think that you can be healthy and eat that way. But if you are like an athlete, especially like strength training, or or you have trouble sticking to that caloric amount or the macronutrient amount there, then I don't necessarily think that it's for you. So yeah, I don't prescribe to it, whatever. I don't do that. I definitely eat like more protein than that, but not a whole lot more, but definitely more fat than that as well. I don't think that it's the best for sure. Okay, what to eat for sleep? Fat, carbs, how long before bed? Rachel, this is going to be different for everybody, but I don't know, like I would just eat something that you enjoy, that's whole foods. I don't know if it matters so much if it's just fat or carbs. Like, I don't think that, I know in my personal experience, if I have a whole bunch of peanut butter right before I go to bed, I don't feel good in the morning. I usually don't have a very good sleep. So something like, fruit or nice cream is definitely better for me before bed. And I find that I try and eat not a 2 hour, like I try to stop eating 2 hours before I go to bed. And that's usually a good number for me, where I wake up feeling really good and light and ready to go. Yeah. So good question. All right. I don't know what's going on in the chat here. Okay, let me see. I see you use flaxseed in your smoothies, but I use chia seeds. Do you think it would be worth it to sprout my chia seeds before I use them in my smoothies for the bioavailability? If you've got time for that, then definitely go ahead and sprout your chia seeds. I've tried to before, and I didn't find they sprouted all that well, and they got like really mushy and kind of weird. But if you have a way of sprouting them, then I think you could, for sure. I don't see why not. But it does. I think that when you do sprout stuff, it definitely changes the macronutrient ratios of it. Like if you think of something like a sunflower seed versus a sunflower sprout, it's not going to be, the sprout isn't going to be as high in fat as the seed, is it? So I don't know. I mean, I think if you just sprout it a little bit, I think it's still going to have a lot of those omega-3s in it. But yeah, I have not seen any evidence on it. What foods are good to stay asleep? I don't know, but I do know that pistachio nuts are a rich source of melatonin. Learn that from a nutritionfacts.org video that Dr. Greger put up recently. So if you have a couple of those, I think it's like 3 or 4 before bed, it'll help you fall asleep. As far as staying asleep, I don't know of any foods that are good to help you stay asleep, but I would just make sure that you minimize your screen time at night, make things dark. That'll help the most. Thank you for all your videos. Keep it up. Hey, no problem. Does calorie intake matter in vegan? Yes, calorie intake does matter. I think that there's definitely a little bit more wiggle room in a vegan diet where you can eat, maybe slightly more calories and not have it be put on as fat as quickly as maybe if you were overeating in a standard American diet. But definitely calorie intake does matter in a vegan diet. All right. I think I have talked about this. Vegan Tina, I feel like you're intentionally avoiding addressing the plethora of viewers who have been asking you to respond to Jon Venus's statement that he will have no issue consuming lab-grown meat. So I think I did mention this in the last live, but yeah, I was kind of surprised when I saw Jon's video when he said that, and I think it was mistook. I think Jon is just excited for lab meat to be on the market for everybody, not just like for him. I think, but I can't speak for him, but that's at least kind of what I got. But he did really seem very excited about it, and he said that he'll have no problem trying it. I mean, what I don't really have much of an opinion on that. That's Jon's, that's Jon's thing. If he wants to eat that, then he can go ahead and eat that. It's not something that I'm going to be consuming myself. I don't think, like, it just doesn't appetize me at all to think about eating, any sort of flesh from any animal anymore. But yeah, that's just Jon for you. I don't know. That he somehow justified it in his brain that that's a good thing to be consuming. But I think that, I did talk to him a little bit about it in our messages, and it's not like he's not going to, like, if it becomes easily available, he's not going to start having it like every day. I think it's the kind of thing where he said he'd have it like on occasion. You'll have to ask Jon of what he meant by that one, but I don't think that he's going to go and just start eating a high lab-grown meat diet. Scarecrow 7, why don't you use lemon peel zest? They are anti-cancer. They certainly are, and I do use them sometimes when I make. Sometimes I'll take the zest and I'll put it in like my smoothies when I blend up smoothies, and it tastes so good, nice and lemony, and also put it in like sauces as well. So I do use them. But I agree, I throw away a lot of lemon peels, and it's too bad because there's a lot of nutrition there. Do you ever feel like you're missing out on foods on a vegan diet? For the most part, no. Not missing out on foods, because I enjoy food now just as much as I ever enjoyed food. Like, I enjoy a good vegan burger as much as I ever enjoyed like a, bacon cheeseburger. So I don't feel like I'm missing out on foods, but maybe the convenience of eating certain foods I do miss. Like, I do, when I'm on like a long road trip or something, and I just want to be able to like pull over and like grab a burger, or like grab like a like some breakfast muffin, or or just go to like a regular restaurant, like that sort of stuff. Yeah, I guess so. But on certain foods, no. I mean, there's great vegan pizzas, there's vegan burgers. If you want it, like the chicken strips and stuff. But as a kid, I was always one who like would prefer like the stuffing and the roasted vegetables and all that, and gravy, versus like the meat, or like the chicken or turkey or whatever it was. So I know, like, yeah, I don't know where I was going with that, but no, I don't really feel like I'm missing out on foods, but on the convenience, yes. So we got a super chat from Omar. He said, Derek, me and my girlfriend love you. That's all. Mad love from NYC. Thank you, Omar. I love New York. I went there, and it was so busy and so crazy. Man, it was eye-opening. But everybody was really nice. That's what I noticed about New York, is like, to the tourists, at least. I don't know if it's like that now, but as soon as I would like open up a map down in like the subway, people would be like, hey, are you from out of town? Do you want me to help you out? Where are you going and stuff? Because yeah, the subway system there is nuts, and I guess people kind of realize that. But I had a good time. There's a lot of cool history there. So we got Drew69 coming back. Here's an interesting question from the chat. Oh, he's up in somebody else's question here. That's nice. Nicole asks, what music do you listen to at the gym? Bink Bonk on repeat? So no, I don't ever listen to that song. Man, you guys are so crazy about that song. It's so funny. But I don't listen to that. Before, when I just had like my little pink iPod, I literally, the only playlist I ever listened to was like Rob Bailey and the Hustle Standard. I have that just on repeat. That was just like my workout like track. I would just listen to it. I think it was just over an hour long, and I would just like smash my workout and listen to that. But it got to the point where it was like, it didn't like do anything for me anymore. It was just like listening to like white noise. I didn't really get pumped up by it. So I've recently downloaded Spotify, and I've been listening to that when I work out, and I'll just listen to like, I was born in the 80s, so I love like 90s hip hop. It's one of my favorites. So like a lot of Wu-Tang Clan and Mobb Deep and Common, Tribe Called Quest. I love listening to that stuff as well. And then sometimes I'll just put on like their random like hype mix or whatever it is that has, bangers from a more current era. Yeah, and that sort of. And then another one I actually love working out to is epic music. That's like from the movie like 300, 3000, 300.
Oh,
that's like, that's like orchestra music and like, like loud, like beats. And it's like you're going to battle. I love that stuff to work out to. It just feels like so intense. And you just see everyone just like sitting there, like doing their thing, like carrying these light weights and just sitting down to this machine with like this crazy music in your ear. I love that stuff. So yeah, that's what I'll listen to. Good questions. I like all these questions. All right. Brian just gave me a heart, a plant, and a bicep. Thank you. Appreciate that. Let's see here. I'm watching this while struck down with gastro. Perks of having a toddler in daycare. All the germs. Yeah, fair enough. Any tips to rebalance my gut microbia after I get better? Yeah, fermented foods for sure. Working on getting that, keeping your stomach acid high. So a little lemon water throughout the day, maybe some apple cider vinegar and water. That'll definitely help because, as we know, that is one of our first lines of defense against pathogens is the strong acidity in our stomach. So we're always ingesting germs and, different harmful like bacteria and stuff. And once they get into our stomach, a lot of the time what happens is our stomach acid neutralizes it. So making sure that's up high definitely will help. Yeah, man, I feel you. Like I've had that before and it is just the worst. You could try probiotics as well, but I don't know how sold I am on those. But get better, friend. Good luck. Hello, Derek. You are awesome. Thank you. Hey, Derek, have you ever tried pineapple? From Glenn. Yeah, Glenn, I've tried pineapple many times. I really like a good ripe pineapple. Yeah, I do. So we got a little super chat here. What do you think of drinking distilled water? I think that drinking distilled water is great. I think that drinking filtered water is great. I think that drinking any water is good as long as it's clean water. Yeah, there's been a big push for this distilled water lately. It used to be alkaline water, and now it's distilled water. I don't think that you necessarily have to drink that in order to be, healthy. I've even heard of like structured water, water that you give like positive vibes to. I think it was Dr. Osho, was it? I can't remember his name. Where he was a big advocate of like giving water like positive vibes before you drank it. I think these things are all really cool, but like I think that we just need to drink whatever water you have, whatever clean water you have access to. What about tap water? Well, it depends where you're from. I know that, a lot of places they add fluoride to water. They use chlorine in, almost everywhere to avoid different pathogens and stuff. So if it's all you have, then drink it. But if you can get like a charcoal filter or whatever, that's going to help a lot. Get rid of some of those things, some nasty things that you don't want in there. You missed a super chat asking about what you think of Huel. Oh, sorry about that, guys. I try and stay on top with these super chats, but I'm not sure what happened with that one. So Huel, I don't know a ton about the formula of it, but I do. Yes, I can't really speak on it. I'm sorry, I can't. I know that it's similar to like Soylent and those sort of, the foods that like the not energy drinks. What are they? Like meal replacement shakes? I don't know. I think it's best just to eat whole plant foods. But again, I haven't seen it. I know that, who was it? Mike, the vegan, just recently did a video on it, and he's probably got a great opinion. That's much more educated and articulate than mine. So go check that out. Pablo Busco, does oil pulling regenerate your enamel? So there's actually a couple nutritionfacts.org videos about this, and I'd recommend you go check them out. But what they found was that it actually doesn't to help to regenerate your enamel. And in some situations, it actually harmed your enamel. But they did find that swishing with just plain water, like around your mouth, was really quite beneficial and equal to oil pulling. So yeah, it's not something that I've studied myself, but I did watch those videos on it. And yeah, I'd definitely go check out those videos on nutritionfacts.org. Nothing will bring your enamel back. I don't know about that. But there is something called hydroxyapatite, and it's a something they use instead of fluoride in some Asian countries, and it has some really promising evidence of helping to build back our enamel. But it's not something that's very popular here in North America, but worth checking out. Opinion on testosterone boosters. I think they're, for the most part, I think they're probably crap. I don't think that they're necessary. If they do raise your testosterone, it's only for a short amount of time. A lot of them will increase your libido, but not actually increase your testosterone. Yeah, I don't think that they're going to be all that helpful to people. But I think that raising your testosterone naturally, like with, increased sleep, making sure that you're getting sufficient zinc and other vitamins that support testosterone, will help more. Maybe we've got a super chat here I don't want to miss. Eric said, just thought I'd let you know that I'm getting my whole family Simnett nutrition merch for Christmas. Keep rocking it, brother.
That's so nice.
That's so cool. Thank you. That's hopefully that's what they want for Christmas. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Really, you do Garden of Life? Okay, that's not for me. Hey, Derek, thoughts on fake cinnamon? Yeah, I guess that's is cassia cinnamon the fake one? I can't remember. I think Ceylon is the real cinnamon. Yes, I believe that's it. It's shown to be like liver toxic in high amounts. But if you're just using like a tiny bit of it on your oatmeal, it should be okay. But yeah, try and find the real stuff because it is better. So Chase Copley asks, this is a good question actually. Do you think you need a formal education to get into the nutrition field, or would a certificate from Cornell be sufficient? Well, it totally depends what you want to do. If you want to just start a YouTube channel and start helping people live healthier lives, telling them to eat more fruits and vegetables, and maybe a few other things, then I think that that's probably great. I don't think that you need much more education than that. If you want to start taking clients one-on-one, then you might want to look into more education. But I don't know. You'll have to check out the laws around where you live as well for that, because there are laws surrounding this sort of thing. So yeah. But I think it's a good start. It's not cheap though, that Cornell certificate that you get. All right. Oh my God. Everyone's asking me like thoughts on Sverige, Frank Morano, I don't know that guy, milk jar, vegetable police, vegan gains, and ask yourself, like, oh my God, so many people. I think Sverige is that guy who eats like the raw meat, and I just don't care. Like, he's clearly on a different level than me. Yeah, and I don't know. He clearly resonates with some people, but it's not for me. I don't know this Frank Morano. I know Frank Madrano is. Frank Madrano is the king of calisthenics, and he's the one that got me into it. And he's really cool. I wish he would collaborate with me. Please, Frank, but he won't. But I don't know if that's who this person's asking about. Milk jar. I recognize the name, but I don't know the vegetable police. Who? Vegan gains. I like Richard. I do. I like Richard. I watch his videos, and I think he's good. I like that he seems to have come out of his depression a little bit lately, and he's making more content. He's lifting again, or at least he's showing his lifts again, and I think that's really great. And I'm not familiar with Ask Yourself either. I do see that he does a lot of live debates with vegan gains, but I don't know enough to speak on these people. I should get up on this sort of stuff because you guys want to know, but I just honestly, if I'm watching like YouTube, I seriously watch like Nutrition Facts, myself, some vegan gains, Mike the Vegan, and then
car videos.
And then like car videos and skateboarding. But maybe I should get into some of these other people and I can give
Jon
my opinion on him. Hey, sub to your awesome channel. Thank you. Thoughts on white versus brown rice? What about arsenic? Which is the best rice to eat? So yeah, the arsenic that's in rice, I think if we're eating rice, you know, somewhat infrequently, like if we're not having brown rice at every single meal, I don't think that the arsenic is going to be a huge problem. You know, if you're having it once or twice a week, I don't see it being that big of an issue. And then white rice is, you know, pretty void of nutrients, not a lot of fiber in it, but I do eat it sometimes myself, and I eat it because I enjoy it. Sometimes I'll go out for sushi and that's all I have. And sometimes I just feel like a nice, easy digesting carb with a whole bunch of vegetables and stuff. And the way that I justify it is like, yeah, it might not have very many nutrients and much fiber in it, but I don't just have it on its own like that. I'll have it with a whole bunch of other vegetables and some healthy fats that are super nutrient dense to help balance that out. Yeah. So let's get some more questions going here. Some people asking me about skateboarding. I don't think I did watch the new Element video. No. All right, let's get some more questions. Sorry, guys. Wait, vegans can have sushi? Yo, John Aggie, are you new here, man? Well, I guess it's not like traditional sushi with fish, but there's lots of different vegetable rolls that you can have. Yeah. Hey, Derek, here in BC, how do you keep on top of your workout routine in the winter? I feel like I lose motivation this time of year. I feel it too. I didn't want to work out today. If you guys followed my stories, I was just like, I don't feel like doing this today. And that happens sometimes. I don't know what to say. I mean, you got to switch it up, do something different, find some new music to listen to, find some new skills to work towards, change up what you're doing. Don't just do the same monotonous old thing. That's what I find helps me. And just know that you'll be better off if you're doing it. Like, just think about your future self and just say, you know what? I know my future self will thank me for doing this. So get out there and do it. But yeah, what's up, a fellow BC guy? Wow. Brian Richards asked me Monday question. Hey, Derek, what are your thoughts on gaining muscle while losing stored fat? I think that it can be done. Yeah, I would say that you should be in a slight caloric deficit in order for that to happen. If you want to lose some stored fat, and just lift and just stay consistent with your workouts. I think that is totally possible. You know what though? Somebody did have a video on that recently. The guy that you guys say that could be my younger brother all the time. What's his name? Jeff Nippard, yeah. He just did a video on that. Cookie, don't show your bum. He just did a video on that on his channel about, like, you know, can you gain muscle in a deficit? Can you lose fat in a surplus? And it's a really it's interesting video, and I recommend you watch it if you have questions about that. All right. Hey, Coco. Everyone's saying hi to Coco. So Scott Stevenson asks, as so many people often do, as soon as they see the cat on a vegan channel, what does your cat eat? Our cat eats cat food. And I know that sucks. I know some people say, I have a vegan cat, and we've looked into it before, and I've researched it, and it doesn't seem like a healthy thing to do to cats. You have to monitor the pH of their urine. And yeah, there's just like one or two types of food I think we can get here in Canada. But yeah, and it sucks. We definitely don't like having to buy the cats, like, you know, meat, cat food, and that sort of stuff. And the way I look at it, though, and I've mentioned this before, and I'll just go over it really quickly. The way that I see it is that we have three options with Coco. One, we could give them away. First of all, Coco was Crystal, like, her family like rescued a cat, housed it, and then Coco was born into their house, and they kept him because they fell in love with him. And then Coco's life wasn't the best at the house at the time when we moved out of her house, because there was a dog that was constantly pestering him. So we took Coco out of that situation to give him a better life. But that's beside the point here. I figure we have three options with Coco. We could give him away to a family who is going to continue to feed him meat and animal products, and we're going to be left with no cat, and who knows how they're going to treat him, and really no animals will be saved in the end. 2, we could kill Coco, and that would save the potential lives of the animals that he is going to eat in the future. Might be the most vegan thing to do. Or 3, we could keep Coco. We could keep buying him the food that we're buying him. We do try and find sustainably caught like fish food and that sort of thing. I realize it's the same excuse many meat eaters make as to why they continue to eat meat, but we do. And we can continue to love them and have them in our house. And obviously option 3 is what we're going to do. But I totally see the dichotomy there, and I feel it. Trust me, it kills me to have to feed him that a couple times a day. But we live in a strange world, and I'm just going to keep doing the best that I can to influence people to eat more fruits and vegetables and, continue to live my life as I do. But if some people want to say I'm not vegan because of that, then that's okay. That's fine with me. Let's go further on. My dog's vegan. Cats can't be vegan. That's like making a lion vegan. Okay. Coco is a lion. Let's see what other questions we got here. Oh, interesting. Hey, Derek, have you heard that the real reason for non-symmetrical abs is overfilled colon and small intestine? For more info about this, check out John Rose on YouTube. Great videos. Much love. I've never heard that before. I've definitely heard that it's from like genetics, but that might be, who knows? Is high volume training bad? It depends on your goals. I would say that I train with pretty high volume. Yeah, I mean, that's a tough one because volume is just the amount of weight lifted over time. So that is like a really big, that's like a really broad term is high volume training bad. There's a lot of different types of high volume training. Yeah, I would say like, I get in the gym for an hour and 20 minutes, hour and 30 minutes, and I'm lifting for most of the time that I'm in there. So I would say that I do quite a bit of volume. All right. Do you rock climb indoor or outdoor? Not anymore. I used to have a wicked bouldering center near my house, and I loved bouldering and testing my strength there. Although I was definitely the guy that goes there and just like uses like the jugs and thinks he's like so good. But yeah, no, I don't do any outside, but I would like to. I'd love to start doing it because we did watch that movie Free Solo the other weekend, and it definitely inspired me to get up there and start climbing. So there's lots of really cool boulders near my house here, and I would really like to get a nice pad and get out there and start bouldering a bit more. Okay. Oh, neat. Justin, crazy to see you visit Neil and Whitney from Grounded Nutrition. I used to work with Whitney's brother at a skate shop. Small world. That is so cool. I know Whitney's brother as well. He's such a cool guy. The whole family is awesome. Yeah, Whitney and Neil from Grounded Nutrition are my good friends. I've been friends with them since I started my journey into health and veganism almost probably over a decade ago now. And Neil works with me as a partner on this and helps me kind of come up with my ebooks and graphics and all sorts of different stuff in the background. They're amazing. How much produce do you waste in a week? Just wondering. I eat a lot of produce, but always seem to waste some as well, and I hate it. Thanks for the content and the positivity. Okay, well, we don't really seem to waste too much. Like occasionally some spinach or something will go bad in one of those like containers because it just seems to go bad so quickly in that. But yeah, we don't really, if I notice something's going bad, we'll freeze it, or we'll just like make sure I eat that for the next meal. Like whatever my next meal is, I'm like, yo, we got some broccoli that's going bad. That's going to be the first thing that I start cooking. Yeah. Where's Crystal? I love her face.
Modding.
Yeah, Krista's
making sure that people are. Oh man, there's a couple of people in here that are. I'm just blocking them. They keep making accounts or something.
Oh really?
So
Krista said there's some haters that keep coming in.
No, it's not so much haters. Just like asking. Well, yeah, no, it's just asking like the dumbest questions. And he's like, don't.
So my car is right-hand drive. What is it? A lot of you guys had questions about this on the last grocery haul video. And you noticed that my car was right-hand drive, and it is. So what my car is a Nissan Fairlady Z, but in North America here it's known as the 350Z, and I got mine from Japan as an import. So I went on the auction sites in Japan. I worked with a broker, and I found a car that I liked, and we brought one over here. So the reason I did that, just really quickly, I know a lot of you guys are interested in cars. I absolutely love them, but the reason why I did that is because in Japan, the cars are often quite a bit lower mileage, and they're kept in better condition. And then, and then you can get like a really nice model for about the same price as you could over here, or sometimes even a little bit cheaper. And it's quite unique. And they do have some other little options and stuff over there that some other cars have that they don't have over here. So that's why I did that. And if a car is 15 years or older, you can import it from other countries in Canada, whether it be right-hand drive or left-hand drive. In the United States, they have a 25-year rule. So you have to wait till the car is 25 years old to bring it over. But yeah, that's why I did it, and I thought it was pretty cool. So thanks for noticing that. Hi, Crystal. Hug Coco for me.
I am. You see.
He's actually sitting right beside her. Oh man. Yeah, someone's asking me some questions. I don't really know about. Hey, Derek, I was diagnosed with folliculitis, inflamed hair follicles leading to acne-type symptoms. I know about that folliculitis. Doc wants to give me long-term antibiotics, which I don't want. Any tips for skin problems? Yeah, I mean, the first thing that pops into my head would be like using some sort of powerful, like essential oils on your skin topically. But in holistic nutrition, we're always thinking, what's the root of that cause? And, I don't know whether it would be some sort of, like fungal overgrowth in your body or what, but there's something that's causing that. So yeah, I mean, if you could, I would try and some powerful essential oils that you would want to mix with a carrier oil would be like oil of oregano, but then also tea tree oil is a really good one as well. There's a lot of different ones out there that are good antibacterial, but the oil of oregano is a neat one because it's also antifungal as well, and that could be one of the concerns there. Favorite hike ever? Amanda Nicole Pinsky asks. So, for some reason this one popped into my head, and it's the Chief in Squamish. The Chief is, I think it's Canada's largest monolith, and it's just like this rock that just pops right out of the ground. It's kind of like a little mini El Capitan that's in Yosemite Park. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's a beautiful hike. You walk up the back of it, and then you come out and you're on top of this like massive rock, and it's just like straight down in front of you. That's definitely one of mine. So yeah, we've got some questions for Crystal. Maybe we'll bring Crystal in for like a few minutes here in a couple minutes.
Trying to answer them in the comments.
Oh, okay. She's answering them in the comments. Never mind. Have you ever done an extended water fast? Thoughts? No, I've never done an extended water fast. No thoughts on it. I'd be interested in trying a maybe 1 to 2 day water fast, just mainly to sort of reset my taste buds. But I don't really have too much of a desire to do that. Let's see. What about fluoride in water? Michael Greger thinks it's fine. I have been drinking distilled water. Yeah, I don't know about the fluoride in water. I think that it's interesting that they have decided that just to give us something like that's a supplement like that in our water supply. I think that's really interesting. And the same dosing for elderly, for children, for you and for me. So I don't really know. I don't know enough about it. All right. So let's get some more questions. What are you making for dinner tonight? Quick, what I eat in an evening. What am I having for dinner? I haven't thought that far ahead. I just had some oatmeal after my workout. That wasn't that great. The workout wasn't that great. The oatmeal was unbelievable. But I don't know. I know that I still have some soy curls that somebody from our Facebook group sent me. I have a couple of those left. I might make a stir fry with those. I haven't really given it too much thought yet, which is surprising because usually I'm thinking like 3 meals ahead. Hey, Simnett, do you meditate? No, I mean, like, define meditation, but no, I don't really meditate. And it's something that I would like to start doing. And isn't that funny that like something so simple is often so hard to do? Like I can go and I'm so motivated to go and work out for an hour and a half or go for a bike ride in the pouring rain when it's like muddy and everything out. But then to motivate myself to sit down for even 5 minutes and just breathe and close my eyes and let those thoughts come in and out like clouds is really, really tough for me. So I would like to start meditating, and you guys have given me more than enough resources to help me with that. It's just me holding me back. And I know that will help me to level up in life. And I don't know why I'm scared of it and haven't started. I'm sure I'm not the only one out there struggling with meditation though. Try Headspace. I know Headspace. Chill. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, let's see another one. Another advice on bloating and other enzymes. Apple cider vinegar. Goji Man. Is Goji Man in the chat answering questions? Well, if he is, then fire your digestion questions away to him because he's the king of digestion. We got a question from CFS Journey. Hey D, wondering if you had or seen issues with high fruit and tooth decay. I had extreme tooth sensitivity on 2 years, 90% raw with many bananas and dates. Well, yeah, that sounds like, no, I haven't myself had any problems with it. I've had a couple cavities here and there, but nothing that's too unusual, I would say. But I have heard this before, and it's definitely, it's definitely something about the a high fruit, high sugar diet will lead, can lead to more sensitivity and some decay of teeth. So what you got to do is you got to rinse your mouth lots with water after you eat fruit. What I got recently is a water pick. And man, it is like, that is life-changing. I love that. The tongue scraper, the water pick, brushing your teeth, and then flossing and meditation. Those are two things that I got to get into. But the water pick is an amazing one. And it really helps to get in between your teeth, underneath your gum line, and get lots of those sugars out. And it's really like low impact on your teeth. Because we know if we have like a really like a high acid smoothie, it's not good to brush our teeth right afterwards. So in that situation, I just quickly run that around my mouth or rinse my mouth with water. And that seems to help. But yeah, it's definitely a thing. I'm not going to lie and say you're a liar, because you're not. Make a full day of eating on Indian cuisine. Oh, man, I feel like that's a great idea. And I know a lot of you guys that follow me are from India. I feel like I could try it. I could definitely try it. I don't know how well I can cook Indian food. Like I know I can use like curry powder and like stir fries and stuff, but I don't know. It's not traditional. Not traditional for sure. Casey Blum, I got a water pick like yesterday. Amazing. They're very cool. Have you tried gingerbread flavored dates? So good. Samuel, no, I have not tried those. I'm interested in it. My P.O. box is listed down below. Are you subscribed to PewDiePie? No, I don't think I am, but I see his videos from time to time. I like his demeanor on the YouTube. I think he's great at what he does. But no, I'm not subscribed to him, so I'm not too up on what's going on in his life. My pancakes always stick without oil.
Yeah, just use oil. Or coconut oil. Yeah,
what do you do, right? Pancakes sticking without oil. I find if you can get the pan to like just the perfect temperature, then they don't stick. But yeah, you might have to get like a nonstick pan for that situation and just use it. Just use it for your pancakes. I don't know what to tell you. Hey, Derek, do you prefer your bananas frozen with the skins on or peeled? So this is an interesting one because when I had my fruitarian friend, he was formerly known as Garrett, now Amago, when he was staying over with me, he said that he sticks his bananas in the fridge with the peel on. And I was like, dude, like take the peel off because then you don't have to peel it afterwards. But he claimed that they taste better when you leave them in the peel and you freeze them. And then he says you just have to like thaw them out under a little bit of warm water and then the peel comes right off. I'm still okay with my bananas not tasting 100% then, because I like to peel my bananas before I freeze them. I find it so much more convenient. Do I still do one-on-one nutrition consulting? No, not right now. I don't do one-on-one nutrition consulting. Sorry about that. But yeah, it's just not where my passion lies right now, not what I'm spending my time on. But it is it's something that I might do again in the future. Yeah. Do you guys use teeth whitening? No, I don't. The bright LED light that I have right here definitely helps to whiten my teeth for the video. But no, I don't use any teeth whitening. Occasionally, like I'll just really lightly brush with black, what's that stuff called? My brain is gone today.
Charcoal.
Charcoal, activated charcoal. But that's pretty abrasive on the teeth. So no, I just try and keep them white. Yeah. I have used one before though when I was younger in my more vain days, and it made my teeth so sensitive. It was really bad. Congrats on 244,000 subs. Thank you. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. I never thought I'd get here. This is wild. This is a good one. Nick Cameron, what advice do you have for me becoming vegan as a teenager? My mom will be home soon and we are going shopping. I'm planning to break the news to her then. It's funny. It's like coming out to your parents that you're vegan. Yeah. Man, this is a tough one because I wasn't living at home when I was vegan. I was living on my own. So, just oh man, break it to her gently and just say, hey, this is what I'm going to try because I feel like I can live a healthier life like this and I want to honor my compassion for animals. I don't know, it's hard for me to say because I don't know what your mom is like. She might be the most understanding person in the world and you tell her that and she's like, hey, I support you 110%. Or you tell her and she's like, you're not living in my house eating a weak vegan diet. So yeah, I don't know what to tell you, but if you can just be as honest as you can with her, and honesty is always the best option. We got a quick little super chat here from Fernando. Hey, Derek, thanks a millet. Good one. Are all your produce purchases organic? Why or why not? Saw some in your haul vid that a good lot were some and some weren't. So are all of our purchases organic, and why or why not? So not everything we buy is organic. And why is because my computer's gonna die here. Sorry guys, 1 second. Yeah, I got it. One reason is because of availability. Sometimes we just can't find everything organic here. But then another one is price, of course. So sometimes the organic stuff is double the price. Like for us, frozen berries are quite affordable when they're not organic, but the organic ones are like I said, double the price. So we buy non-organic berries, even though we know that they're sprayed. We don't get strawberries in our mixes because strawberries have some really, really harmful sprays on them, more so than other berries, it seems like. But yeah, generally things like potatoes, we try and buy organic because you're eating the skin. But then there's some stuff like Japanese yams that we just can't find organic, so we like to eat them, so we just buy them non-organic. What did you say, Crystal?
I said apples we usually get organic because of this.
Yes, apples we get organic, and for me, I get this like a little rash like around my mouth sometimes when I eat non-organic apples. So I think that's telling me I should probably eat organic apples. It's generally stuff that we eat the skin on, but and then we buy organic bananas as well. So we try and buy as much organic as we can, but if it's considerably more expensive or really hard to find, then we don't always buy organic. But yeah, I think that don't get too caught up in the organic versus non-organic. Eating whole plant-based foods is the best option. What I don't want you guys out there to do is just be like, oh well, I can't afford organic, and I know that like regular food is like, or regular produce is sprayed with pesticides. I'm just gonna throw up my arms and like buy a bunch of like packaged food because that's not going to help you in your health. And if you are buying packaged foods, then chances are it's non-organic, and then the pesticides are still going to be in there, but a lot of the nutrients are going to be stripped away because it's been, dried and repurposed and all that sort of stuff. All right, let's see what else we got here. Why are you laughing, Crystal?
Someone asked, not to do with health, but any mods on the 350 coming?
Oh, no. Yeah, for 350 info, you got to follow my my Instagram page at West Coast 350Z. Because I don't think everybody on here wants to hear about my car. So we'll, anyways.
I thought that was funny.
Yeah. Coco actually loves this little toy. He's been playing with it like the whole time I'm talking here, and I've never seen him really like play with a toy that's intended for him to play with like this. Have you ever used bitters to improve your digestion? The Ecox 84 asks that. Yes, I have. We have some digestive bitters in the fridge right now. And I think it can be really helpful to stimulate our gastric juices. So if low stomach acid is a problem that you have, then definitely think about having digestive bitters before your meals. It's great. I love that you brought that up. Okay.
Very.
Let's see what else. Wow, crazy. So many questions here. Okay. Derek, you and Crystal should rent an RV and spend the summer road tripping to vegan festivals. Wow, that's a thought. That's pretty hardcore. I don't know. We try to. We go to like the one that's here on the island, Veg Fest Victoria or whatever it's called. But we don't we don't always go to all of them. That would be pretty wild. Yeah, I don't know. That would be really interesting. I don't know what to say about that one. Would it be like a meetup at each one? I'd feel like I was like trying to steal the show out of each one. It's like, oh, I'm coming, guys. Come meet me. Well, that's pretty fun. We do want to drive down the coast though to California. I've done that drive before from British Columbia through Washington, through Oregon, and then on to California, and it is amazing. And I just did it on my own right before I met Crystal. But it would be so much better shared with somebody. So maybe we'll do that sometime. But the problem is, it's like gas is so expensive. It's like cheaper to fly. And then you're also stuck with a car in California when I get down there. And I know that's a tough thing to deal with. So who knows? Come to Veg Fest Las Vegas 2019.
Yeah.
That sounds fun. I was saying to Crystal that like I have no desire to go to Las Vegas. But you know what? Now that I've been learning a little bit more about it, and it's not just the strip and like what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas kind of thing. It's like there's a lot more to it. There's a lot of beautiful nature surrounding it, a lot of good climbing spots and stuff. So I think, one day I would like to go to Vegas. Rent a Prius. Yeah, good idea. But then
how fun would that be?
But yeah, I'm a bit of a driver, so I don't know if they have but I could get a Tesla, right?
Tesla.
I don't have that kind of money though. Do you find you have vivid dreams and or lucid dreams since becoming vegan? I have some pretty crazy dreams. Yeah, I don't know. I can't. It's been so long since I've been vegan. I can't really remember back to before I was vegan if I was having like less dreams or whatever. But I don't know. That's really interesting that you are. I would wonder if there's some sort of correlation there. Are you going to Fruit Fest next August? Asks Convivial Vegan. Are we talking about the Fruit Fest, the Okanagan Fruit Fest? I don't know. The one that Ted Carr runs. It was fun last year, so I might go again next year, and I may even do a talk. Who knows? Could be pretty cool. Oh, nice. Pop King 44. Just the most childish jokes ever, but I'll laugh at it. Okay. So favorite vegan celebrities? Alicia Silverstone. She was like my crush when I was younger. Like when Clueless came out, like I obviously didn't love the character in it. Actually, she does play kind of like a cute character in that. But yeah, I just liked her. And then finally she's like vegan later on in life. Woo, very cool. I think Pamela Anderson's vegan as well. Like she was never like a crush of mine, but I did hear rumors that she lives in our town for part of the year. But I've yet to see her, so I don't know if this is true. Okay, let's get some more questions going, guys. Why are you wearing your shirt so much in videos? Purely bro sexual. Oh, like why aren't I taking my shirt off? I don't know.
No, I
Because
think he means like your Simnett nutrition.
I don't know. Why are you wearing your shirt? I don't know. Maybe.
Maybe not.
I don't know what he means there, but I don't know. I like how it fits, and it's cool to like rep my own merch. I don't know. I think it's kind of neat. I like how you present veganism. Thank you. Try and make it seem, inclusive. I try to make it seem like it's very easy and attainable. And I try and make it seem like it's for everybody. You don't just have to be somebody who's trying to build muscle or someone that is like a health nut or whatever. I think that a lot of people could benefit from eating a plant-based diet. Let's go. Okay, we got some. Any tips on how to deal with living with a non-vegan? Yeah, so before Crystal and I moved in together, I was living in a house that was like a bit of a party house, and there was a couple, like everybody there was like non-vegan that I lived with. And of course I was like the butt of a lot of jokes. And there was one guy there in particular that was a hunter, and he was like really into hunting and would always argue with me that like, the way I eat is so much more unsustainable and unnatural and this and that. And with people like that, like, you're not going to win a conversation, right? So you just kind of like politely listen to their points and, I don't bother trying to convince people like that what I'm doing is correct, because I know in my heart that it is. So as far as living with, like, I don't know what your issues are living with non-vegan, but just understand that, like, we're all on different paths. We all only have so much like bandwidth to deal with certain things. So maybe that person has other things in their life that they're focused on, not just, the health of themselves or the animals or whatever. They're focused on other things. And get your own section in the fridge and just tell them to stay the heck away. Yeah. How do I feel about the Ninja versus your Vitamix? Is the Ninja the one with the two sets of blades?
I don't know. We've never used one.
I think that one is. I don't know. Whenever I've used any other blenders other than the Vitamix, it just doesn't compare. It doesn't make smoothies as silky smooth. They make a whole lot more racket. And I've had my Vitamix for almost 8 years now, and I used it like 3 times a day. And you guys have to see Coco here. He's just trying to get into the granola. So I'm a big fan. Not paid, not sponsored by Vitamix. I'm open to it if you're listening, Vitamix. But no, I don't know. I know the Ninja's a lot more affordable, and if it's all you can afford, then get it. But the other day I was like calculating how much how much it cost me like per day to use my Vitamix, and it's something like it's cost me over the last like the 8 years that I've had it, versus the price that I paid for it. I think it's like 30 cents. It was 5 cents per day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which is pretty incredible.
I don't know how you did that, but
yeah, I don't know. I'm not good at math, so that might be wrong. But it ends up being pretty cheap for considering how long that you have it for. So yeah, I mean, buy the best blender that you can. Honestly, what I found is when you get people that have a Vitamix, use it for so many more things than just blending up smoothies. Like you think that, I'm just going to make smoothies and maybe the occasional soup in it. You end up using it for so many more things you can't even imagine. And with other blenders like Ninja or something that doesn't have like the plunger where you can push stuff down, I find that it's just a blender. And so I don't know. That's my advice on it. But I know that Vitamixes are very expensive. So if you can't afford it, I totally get that. Okay, so let's get a little, maybe, I don't know. Ninja does have a plunger, someone was saying. Okay, I didn't know that. So the Ninja must not be the one with like the double sets of blades that I'm thinking of. I don't know what blender that is. So hey, I don't know. I cannot compare it to the Ninja that we're talking about here because I have not used it before. Have you ever rubbed hummus on your body? I'm gonna plead the fifth on that one. Sometimes stuff gets crazy in these vegan households. And you have an old Vitamix, so you could get a refurbished one. Mine was a refurbished one when I got it, and that's why I managed to get it pretty cheap. It's a great way to get them, though. They put on the refurbished ones quite often on their website, and you can, when you go on the website, Canadian, USA, or UK, or whatever, you just find the refurbished button at the top and then see what they have to offer. And what that means is that it's just been refurbished in factory. So it goes through a whole bunch of tests before it leaves the factory. And if it doesn't have the exact right sound, or they put it on a scale and it's like, couple grams out of weight or whatever, or whatever the reason is, they take it all apart and then they send it back through and it gets rebuilt and then sold as a refurbished one. So I wouldn't shy away from those ones at all. So someone says, I'm married to a non-vegan. Lol, come on. I don't know what they're referring to, but hey, if you can have a relationship like that, all the power to you. Costco has Vitamixes on sale right now, everyone's saying. So that's pretty cool. Oh my gosh, Coco, he's going crazy over here. How much would it be for one-on-one consulting with you? Everyone has a price. Ludwig. Oh man, I don't know. Like I would love to help everybody with one-on-one consulting, but I found when I was doing it, it just wasn't the best use of my time in order to help the masses get healthy. It was people who had, a lot of the time they had disordered eating, or they were just too lazy to come up with, meal plans and stuff themselves. So, I don't know, Ludwig, DM me, we could talk. But that's the thing. I don't want to like the scandalous devil face. I don't want, I don't want it to be like some bidding war to get, one-on-one help from me, because I don't feel like the value is necessarily there. Not that I don't create great value when I help people one-on-one, but I don't think that it's worth, whatever, $300 for a consultation or something ridiculous. All right, let's go. Do you ever wear barefoot footwear? Yeah, I do. So I have a set of Merrells, as some people call them, and the trail glove, and that is a barefoot shoe, like zero drop, almost no padding. And I love wearing those. I feel great when I wear them. But yeah, a lot of the time I just wear those Etnies Scouts that have quite a bit of cushioning and a slight drop, not a huge drop. But I do like the barefoot shoes, and I think it's a great idea, especially for people that suffer with like foot pain, shin splints, those sorts of things. I think that like like the orthotics and insoles and everything, I think are like over prescribed, and I think that a lot of the time we just have to get back to nature and let our feet do what they're naturally supposed to do and strengthen as they should. So so Chelsea Gallant, if this must be the Chelsea that I know from working my last job in the supplement store. So what's up, Chelsea? I miss you, girl. She is so cool. How do I like living in Parksville? I love living in Parksville. I didn't think I would like it. I used to live in Vancouver in the city, and I mean, as you know, but a lot of you guys might not, it's quite busy there. Rent is really expensive. Traffic is really bad. The whole city, you have to go over bridges to get to the city. And if like one of those bridges has a small problem on it, then it just wreaks havoc across the whole city. And that's why I ended up riding my bike a lot around that city. But when I moved here, I was worried that I wouldn't like it because it's a small town. There's not a lot of like things to do, not a lot of hustle and bustle and that sort of thing. But I ended up just falling right into the groove of things here, and I never miss Vancouver at all. So yeah, I love it. And it's nice and quiet here, and there's no traffic ever, and there's so much nature to explore. At Chelsea, I know you would love it out here because I know how much you love the nature. Nice to see you on here though. So have you ever been to Acorn in Vancouver? No, I haven't been to Acorn in Vancouver. I think that kind of opened just before I left, so I didn't have a chance to go there. There's been a lot of vegan restaurants that have opened in the last 5 years that I haven't been able to visit. Sebastian Swartling. Yo, Derek, love your positive vibes. You seem like such a great guy. Just curious, did you say that you played hockey before? And if you did, what did you play? How long did you play it? And what made you quit? So I did play hockey when I was young. All my youth, I played hockey. I played winter hockey, and we played summer hockey as well. Oh, my poor parents were so busy. I used to play winter hockey and summer hockey and then I'd play soccer in the summer and indoor soccer in the winter. I don't know how they did it, but they got me to all the games and all the practices. They're amazing. So I used to play A-level hockey, which is just like the first level of rep hockey, I guess you would say. And I played I played wing. I played either the left or right wing. I preferred like left wing so I could cut in and then have the shot on my forehand. But I played both wings, and yeah, I was a bit of a playmaker more so than a goal scorer. How long did I play for? I played from when I was probably 6 or 7 up until my early 20s is when I stopped. So I played for maybe 15 years, or how's that? Is that math right?
You're good. You're good.
Yeah, Crystal used to play hockey as well, and she's really good. And we went out and we played together, and it's pretty cool. I have a girlfriend that knows how to skate and take a slap shot. And then what made me quit was just like I ran out of leagues to play. I started playing in adult leagues, and if you've played like, rep and competitive sports before, and then you move into a league that's like that, it's a lot different. And the game is still there, it's still fun, but it's not the same. So people would show up and they'd get drunk before the game, and people wouldn't take it seriously, and so I just stopped playing because of that mainly. But I do miss it. I don't play any team sports anymore, and I grew up playing them. It's kind of sad. But yeah, soccer was my main thing, though. I was definitely a much better soccer player than I was a hockey player. But in Canada, that's like drinking water. You got to play hockey. Here's a question. David Gilman, is deadlift a push or pull exercise? Deadlift would be considered a pull exercise. Works your lower back, but it'll also work. I guess it would work your rear delts a little bit as well. But it does work like your hamstrings and a bit of your legs too. But I think that the focus on deadlifts is mostly on your lower back. So that would be on a pull day. I don't do enough deadlifts, and I don't know why. I should get back into them. I think that's a great movement if you can do it properly. So yeah, pull. Sometimes I'll do them on leg days. If I feel like not doing too much on my leg day, then I'll throw some deadlifts in there as well. It's probably pretty unconventional, but that's what I do. Canadian that never played hockey here and can't skate either. Veggies for thought. That's okay. That is all right. Oh, wow.
Oh, wait, Veggies for Thought also asked, do you ever use lifting shoes?
No, I don't ever use lifting shoes. I don't use lifting shoes myself. I seem to have I think most people seem to use lifting shoes for squats, I think it is. And I guess some people use them for deadlifts as well. I'm not that serious about those heavy lifts where I have to use like straps or like knee wraps or whatever. Like I just do it like raw, whatever I can do. Without any equipment is how I do it. Sometimes I'll do squats in bare feet, and same with deadlifts as well. But I don't mind doing it with shoes on. I seem to have like a great range of motion for both of them, or for more so for squats than deadlifts. But I can get really deep without my heels, even wanting to lift up at all. So I don't think lifting shoes would help me too much. But I could be wrong. So hey guys. You are amazing, from our Camo. Thank you. Not related, but I left you a comment on how I fix my digestion. No more bloating or heartburn. Wish you'll get time to read it. Thanks a lot. Okay. Well, hopefully I can get time. I try and get back to as many of the comments and everything as I can, but can't get back to all of them. Oh my gosh, we're already at an hour and 30 minutes. I swear, I thought I was going to look up at the clock there and have it be like 30 minutes. This is fun for me, but we got to cut it off eventually here. So we'll go for another 10 or 15 minutes or so. Derek, I don't sweat much during my workout, but I'm not currently able to move up on heavier weights. What's going on? Yeah, some workouts I don't sweat. It depends on like the temperature of your gym, of course. But maybe, maybe try increasing the amount of reps that you're doing. That might, that might change it, or change the pace of your lifting as well. So rather than just doing whatever you usually do, maybe focus more on focusing on like the concentric part of the movement, and then exploding up and then slow down. You just got to switch it up. So yeah, hopefully that'll help you. And don't forget about those little 2.5 pound plates at the gym, because those can help you move up in weight as well. High intensity interval training will make you sweat. Yeah, it sure will. But I think this person was kind of asking like if they're maybe not going hard enough because they're not like able to go up in weight or whatever. John asked, what is your PR for bench, squat, and deadlift? You know what? I don't know. Like I never sit down and try to do my PR. So maybe that's something that I should do. It wouldn't be good though. I could tell you that, because I don't practice that type of movement. I know, like the other day, little story for you guys. I was watching a Kino Body video, just came up in my recommended videos, and I like to check in and see what he's doing every once in a while. And he was doing 120-pound shoulder presses. And I looked at him and I was like, okay, I know he's probably a bit taller than me, but like, he's a bit muscular, but he's not like an absolute beast. He's got a great physique. So I thought, man, I'm going to try to do like that, or at least like 100 pounds, like at least for one. I think he did it for like 3 or 4 reps. And I sat there and I got the hundreds on my legs, and I got them up, and nothing. I couldn't do it at all. So I think and I was kind of pissed. I was like, oh, what the heck? But I think it's the kind of thing you definitely like have to train for. Like, I don't really, I just like, I like chasing that pump. I like to do like a lot of reps, between 12 and 15 reps for most of my lifts, or movements if I'm doing calisthenics. So I don't really ever check. But I wish I had some numbers for you, and maybe it would be good for me to check out like squat. Your PR for squat seems like, man, that seems like such a dangerous one to do. Like if you don't have like spotters and stuff, like what happens? Like how do you find that, eh? I don't know. But I know, I'll definitely like try. What is the solution for B12? Hi from Brazil. The solution is to take a B12 supplement. Yeah. And to take whatever one is accessible to you, methylcobalamin or cyanocobalamin, whatever you can get, just take it 2,500 micrograms per week in divided dosing. That's what I recommend. Do you train to muscle failure? Yes, I do train to muscle failure. I think that it's a good way to train. I don't count a lot of my reps. I said that I often get between like 12 or 10 and 15, I think I said, which I make sure I'm getting over 10. And I make sure that it's hard after 10. And then from there, I don't really care. I just try and get a few more out. And I train till failure, but I don't train until complete and total muscular failure. I just train until my form breaks. And I was thinking about doing a video on this recently, because I do talk about training to failure in some of my workout videos. But I've never really talked about what training to failure means to me, because it could be so different, for different people. So don't push yourself that hard for your joints. Okay, well, yeah, like if you're breaking form and your joints are hurting, then yeah, don't train to failure. But I don't think that there's any reason why we can't train to failure, at least for a couple of our sets. Maybe not for every single set. For your first set, your second set, maybe keep a couple in the tank. But yeah, if you're feeling strong, just hammer them out. All right. Have you heard of Pavel, big last name, and the Naked Warrior? He says to not train to failure. Then that's cool. That is his message. I don't think you should train to failure. Just to be clear, every single rep, or every single set. I mean, all the time. I don't think that you should be doing that. But I don't see any reason in leaving a whole bunch in the tank. Like I don't see, if you can do 12, why would you do 10? I just don't see it, but maybe it's something that I should look into. I'm not saying I'm right. All right. Okay, let's see. I was wondering one thing. Okay, this is from Mahedi. I hit my legs 2 days in a week, and I will be doing cycling for 2 to 3 hours per day. So what actually happened to my legs? well, your legs will get tired. That's probably a thing, but you'll be cycling for 2 to 3 hours per day. Why are you cycling so much? That is a lot. I think that's okay. Like, yeah, I don't know what your goals are. If your goals are to build up muscle, and you're doing 2 to 3 hours, and you're not smashing hills, and you're just riding for 2 or 3 hours straight on a bike, then it might be harder for you to make some serious leg gains if you're only, if you're hitting them twice a week with some weights. But you got to decide what your goals are, and we can't be good at everything. You can't be an extremely massive bodybuilder with tree trunk legs and be a long distance cyclist at the same time. Just won't work. Let's get some more questions, and then let's do another. I think 10 minutes. We're at an hour and 34, so an hour and 45 minutes seems like a good amount of time. Alex Anderson asked, "Do you get sore after every workout?" No, I don't. I definitely don't get sore after every workout, but if I'm consistently not getting sore for a long period of time, then I know I have to change something up. And I think it's really easy for a lot of us to just get stuck into the same routine that we're always in. And you got to keep your body guessing in order for it to grow, because the way that it grows is it adapts to new things. So I definitely like to feel a bit sore after my workouts. Leg day, though, for sure. I always seem to get sore after leg day. And I guess it's just because there's such big muscles and I go really hard on it because I just hate leg day. So I'm like angry lifting. But on my upper body days, I don't get sore after every workout. And I don't necessarily think that we have to get sore after every workout in order to make gains. I don't think that's a necessity either. When taking B12, do you recommend cyanocobalamin or methylcobalamin? If you don't have any problems like methylating B12, so if you don't have like the MTHFR deficiency, then I can't, I don't see why either of them would be fine for you. But yeah, I know a lot of people like the methylcobalamin because it's supposedly better absorbed. However, it is less shelf stable. So that's something to consider. So it will lose its potency over time a little bit quicker than cyanocobalamin would. And cyanocobalamin is like really, really cheap as well. So yeah, I would just make sure that you take some sort of B12. Dr. Greger recommends cyanocobalamin because it's the most studied. That's what Slow-Mo Goldman says. Yes. Oh, here's a really helpful question, I think, and hopefully I have an answer for it, but from Daniel Tobe. Hey, Derek, I'm slowly converting to a plant-based diet. In your opinion, in what order should someone restrict their diet for meat, dairy, oil, and processed food? Good question. So the way that I did it was, first thing for me to go was meat, because I was able to look at that and see like that's directly like the flesh of an animal. Like if I were to cut open my bicep and cook it up, that's exactly what it would look like. And that for me was enough to be like, yeah, this is really easy to get rid of out of my diet. And I was having eggs and like cheese almost every morning. That was like really routine for me. So I kept that for a little while and slowly transitioned away from having that and having more fruit and stuff in the morning. So for me, the meat was the first one to go. But yeah, I don't really think that there's a right or wrong answer to this. I think that it's, what would work best for you. Definitely trying to like crowd out the food with like the animal products with more plant-based products is a really good way of doing it, I think, rather than focusing on what you can't have. Just like have so much of the other stuff that like you don't like even have room for the meat and the dairy. But yeah, but as far as like health goes, I honestly think that like dairy is probably one of the worst for us, if not the worst. And I think that's got to go out of our diet pretty quickly, especially if you're just like consuming a lot of it, having a lot of milk and a lot of cheese. I think it's got to go. Yeah, but hey, Daniel, good luck with you, man, and like on your journey, dude. Just just keep striving to be a little bit better, and remember, no progress is linear. And progress over perfection. All right. Could you please talk about food pairing? I would love to hear your perspective. From Windsor, Ontario. Sweet. I used to play soccer in Windsor. So food pairing. this is like food combining, and there's not a lot of like actual science behind it. It's a lot of like testimonials and sort of like common sense kind of stuff. Like a lot of people say that you shouldn't have like fruit after a big like heavy maybe starchy meal, because the starches will digest slower than the fruit wants to digest, in which case the fruit will sit there in your stomach for too long and ferment. I don't know how true all this sort of stuff is. I think that it's more of an individual thing than anything. I know for me, like a big one is like melons. Melons should always be eaten on their own. And for me, I find that to be true. Melons go through me really quickly. So I don't think that mixing them with other, heavier foods would be all that beneficial for me. But yeah, I was kind of really concerned about this when I first went vegan, about like food combining, because there was a lot of talk about it. But in my experience now, I don't really, find that it matters too much for me. But I think, I think it's more individual than anything. Cool. So more questions here. Oh, cool. Someone has just given some help saying, hey, I made the switch to working out in the morning. This change made all the difference for me. Now I look forward to it. Very cool. I find working out in the morning definitely works best for me. Okay. We'll get a couple more questions here. Another 5 minutes. Do you ever feel inflammation if you eat certain foods? Not really, like direct inflammation if I eat certain foods. No, I don't feel that. Like I've been, no, not directly inflammation. Like I have a couple breakouts on my face right now from me just like not eating like the healthiest foods in the last couple of weeks. Like I've had a bit more like of some processed foods that I don't usually have. Crystal's been bringing home some like really sugary treats from one of the yoga teachers at the studio.
They're not sugary, they're good.
Well, she brings them home for me because she doesn't want to eat them herself, but
I'll have one.
She'll have a few of them. But yeah, and as far as inflammation goes, I don't really like feel that too much in like my joints. It's not like I'll have, I don't know, some veggie burger that has a lot of omega-6s in it and then wake up the next day and like feel a lot of joint pain. It doesn't really happen that quickly for me, so I don't really notice. Would you give us, no, breakouts from veggie straws much? Yeah, that's what it might be. Frig, that was so funny, that video. Like, I'm glad that a lot of you guys watched it. 400 people watching and only 159 likes. Hit the like button, people. That's what Tracy Alexander says. Thanks for watching out for me. I'm sort of new, but is she vegan too? If you're referring to Crystal, Crystal is definitely vegan as well. So
did you see the super chat?
Yo, yes, I did. So Sebastian Swartling super chat says, "Can you please make a soy boy mukbang with as much soy as you can possibly eat, just for the memes?" I think that might be in order. I think I mentioned it before on the channel, but I thought it would be so funny to do like a soy boy challenge and eat only soy all day. Just not because I think that's a healthy way to eat, but just to really stir the pot. But I don't think that it's going to be. I don't think I'll do that one. But yeah, that's really funny. I've never done one of those mukbangs.
It's so weird.
When I tried to have like a smoothie bowl here for a live one day and like eat it, and I had like one bite and then it just sat there for the rest of the time. So I don't know how that works. I don't know if anybody would really want to watch me eating for that long. Daniel Tobe, thanks for answering my question. You're one of the most motivating guys on YouTube. Wow, that's very kind. People are laughing at the soy boy.
Did you tell them your story?
What's my story on being soy boy?
What I eat soy edition? It would just be like all the soy.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like the soy boy challenge.
Yeah.
A 6-pack of soy sauce. Oh man. Crystal's laugh is the best. Yeah, Crystal's laugh is so good. Yeah, it is. It makes my heart warm. Greetings, Derek and Crystal. Cool. Thanks. So people want to know from you, Crystal, any dietary advice for avoiding kidney stones?
Yeah, I'm gonna throw that over to you.
Yeah, I know.
Kidney stones is not really my specialty.
No, I guess like
no oxalate.
Yeah, low oxalate foods. If it's common in your family having low oxalate foods, but like drinking a lot of water can help as well. Yeah, I don't really know. That's a good one. Best channel on YouTube, Jon Venus is a close second. I'm going to screenshot that and send it to Jon. Thanks for the consistent inspiration. Keep up the good work, you two. I really appreciate that. Man, Jon is the best. He's one of my good friends, and he's such a nice guy. He's in LA right now. I wish I could be there with him. Low energy and joint pain. Been vegan for 18 years. Eat just like you. Any recommendations? Wow. So first, like full panel blood test, I think is always good. It doesn't always tell you everything that's going on, but it's a really good place to start. See if you're low in anything like, iron, for instance. And as far as like the joint pain goes, I don't know how old you are. I could see in your picture there. You don't look, maybe like you're 40 or something. Yeah, make sure that you got lots of omega-3s in your diet. Get some good anti-inflammatory things going on, like turmeric. And then like stretching is great to help with that. Don't know what else. Yeah, I don't know what else to tell you right offhand here. Which store did you get all the right bananas from? If I told you, then I would have to kill you because you'd go and steal all of our ripe bananas. No, I'm just kidding. We get them from Palm Natural Health Food Store in Nanaimo. But just a word to the wise, for a lot of you guys, if you go into your regular grocery store and you just ask them, hey, do you guys have any overripe bananas or spotty bananas or whatever? A lot of the time they'll be like, yeah, we have a whole bunch in the back. And are you interested? And sometimes you can buy them for really cheap. Like for a little while, I was getting like a whole case of spotty bananas for like $10 because they would give them to, I don't remember who they were giving them, but I think it was an organization that would collect stuff for the homeless. So that doesn't sound that good, actually, now that I think about it. I was like stealing bananas from the homeless, but there was too many. So there was definitely more bananas than the homeless people were probably going to eat, I hope. We've got another quick super chat here. How to make the ultimate soy challenge? How much to make the ultimate soy challenge? Everyone has a price.
It would be a good one I eat in a day. It'd be funny. Yeah,
it would be pretty funny. I don't know if I'm like looking at getting a bunch of haters over here though, because it definitely would turn a lot of heads. But it might be fun.
Soy. I only eat soy.
Yeah. But what I did learn though recently that what is it? I think it's over 4 to 5 servings of soy isn't the best for us. So that wouldn't be all that helpful. They just throw the bananas in the garbage, Jonathan Errazari says. Is this Jonathan? Oh yeah, this guy's got a cool channel. You guys got to check him out. He's an absolute beast. Yeah, they do throw the bananas in the garbage a lot of the time. So ask your grocery store, do you have any spotty bananas I can buy? And they probably will. When I started watching Simnett Nutrition, I thought you had a crazy amount of bananas. Now I see the point. I buy bananas by the case. Vegan level up. Yeah, it's funny. We just instinctively grab a couple handfuls of bananas every time we're at the store. And I don't feel I don't actually ever really peel and eat that many bananas, which is really weird. I just put them in my smoothies. We make a lot of oatmeal with bananas in them, and then we'll make a lot of cookies and stuff that have bananas and oats. But yeah, it's definitely a staple of my diet. There was my $100 super chat. Did you see? Yes, I answered that one. And people do the super chats in their own currency. So that is, I'm not sure what SEK currency is, but it's maybe Swedish dollars. I'm not too sure. So anyways, yeah, let's get a couple more questions and then we'll call it a day here. Do I worry about the sugar in all the bananas? No, I don't worry about the sugar in all the bananas. Yeah, I don't worry about all the sugar in the bananas. I don't have as many bananas as I used to. I used to have 7 or 8 of them in my smoothies, and now I'll just have 2 to 3, sometimes 4 at the most. But at that time, I was really trying to put on mass, and my body was growing a lot of that time. So I think maybe I did need them. But no, I don't worry about the sugars. My body has great insulin sensitivity, and I use them right up. I never get a crash afterwards, and I feel great. So no, I don't worry too much. Grow out your hair and beard. I don't know about that. My I don't know. I'm just trying to stay alive here. What's your favorite vegan on-the-go snack? I really like apple and peanut butter. That's probably my favorite go-to snack. So good together. Yeah, that would be my favorite one. Any advice on not eating late during the night? Yes. Brush your teeth early in the night. So once you're done dinner, if you don't want to be eating anything after that and you know you've got enough calories in for the day, go and brush your teeth. And that'll always, or do your whole nighttime regimen, right? Like if you are using a water pick, you brush your teeth, you floss, use a tongue scraper. You're not going to go back out to the living room and sit there and be like, all right, I'm going to open up a bag of chips now. Like, because then you got to go through that whole process again. So yeah, brush your teeth. That really helps. And then kind of like I mentioned before, it's just like make sure that you're getting enough calories in throughout the day. That'll help. CFS Journey asks, have you guys ever tried Beyond Meat? Yes, I've tried the Beyond Meat burger, and I tried it in the States because they're hard to find up here unless you go to A&W. But I did try it, and I thought it was really tasty. I thought it was good. I'm not going to lie. But it was quite oily for the mouthfeel that I like. I'm not used to having that much oil anymore, so I did find it to be a little bit just a little oily tasting. But other than that, it was really good. And there's actually one restaurant in town, or not in town here, in Nanaimo, in the neighboring city, I guess. And they have them on their menu, and they do like nice gluten-free buns and everything with it. And it was like one of the best burgers I've ever had, vegan or non-vegan burgers. Woo! So we got a super chat from Olivia L. I've been vegan for nearly 10 months, and for the last 2 to 3 months, I get heaps of pimples on my back and face, and I never used to. What could it be? For nearly 10 months, for the last 2 to 3 months. Yeah, that's with this much info, it's hard to say. One thing you definitely want to wash your sheets and your pillowcase quite often, definitely weekly or a couple times a week until it gets better. That would be something. Also think about if you've changed any of your skincare or hair products. That could be something else that might have changed. And then of course there's other, issues Crystal's looking at me and I know she's probably thinking hormonal changes that may have happened.
Could be hormone. But some people overwash and over exfoliate those areas trying to get it clean. Because I used to do that. My skin just got worse and worse. So overwashing and stuff can be bad.
Crystal's mentioned overwashing and over exfoliating. That can be another issue. Yeah, but yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. I wish that I could help you a little bit more with that. I hate getting pimples on my face, and luckily I've never had them on my back. I used to get them on my chest quite a bit, but when I changed over to a healthier diet, that went away. Yeah, hard to say, without knowing exactly all the stuff you're eating and all that.
And drink lots of water. Water is huge.
And yes, Crystal just mentioned drink lots of water. That's another really big one. So yeah, let's see here. How do I get out of this super chat?
Click it.
No, I can't. All right. Well, okay. Anyways.
There you go. Oh my goodness.
Okay, figured it out. Sorry, guys. What's your pet name for Crystal? I think we just say, yeah, just pretty basic, babe. Yeah, that's
so
it.
Basic?
Yeah. Sometimes that's our whole conversation.
I don't know, my pet name is if you actually call me Crystal.
Sometimes we have a whole conversation that's just babe. It's babe. Anyways, okay. So a couple more questions and then we'll take it. We'll finish, sorry. Man, there's a lot of little arguments going on in the chat there, guys. Okay. Can you adopt me, guys? I don't use much space. No, I wish. Sorry about that. Vegan babies. Yeah, everyone always wants to know if we're going to have kids. Not in the cards. Not in the cards for us. We're not too interested in having children. Yeah. So hope I didn't upset any of you guys. And if you do want to have kids, all the power to you. Any weight training advice for women? Well, decide on I would just say do it. I think it's great. It's great for helping with our bone density. It's great for helping to, build up confidence. And I would say that don't worry about it making you look like muscular, because it is so hard and it takes so much effort to get like muscular that it's not going to happen without a huge amount of effort on your part. If you just start lifting weights, your body will just tone up really nicely. And I think you'll be really happy with the results, and it'll be good for you, and you'll feel good doing it. So I think it's a great thing for lifting. Don't think that you have to start too heavy though. Just start at, like, this is the advice for anyone, start at a good lightweight where you can perform the exercise properly, and then gradually increase the weight until you find a weight that's comfortable for you. Weights for women reverses aging too. I didn't know that. So Green Pirate says, cheers on the whole not wanting to have kids thing. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't, it's a tough one, because there's a lot of factors there. And it's like, you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. And I know a lot of people who have kids and they absolutely love the experience. And I've also known of people who have kids who don't necessarily love the experience so much. Yeah. And I mean, yeah, that's a whole topic on its own, right? But I think it's such an individual thing that, we've talked about a lot, and it's just not something that we want. My wife and I also don't want to have kids. Any advice on dealing with the constant questioning from people? Yeah, well, you're looking at me trying to deal with it, like trying to over justify it right now. It is something that seems to be like just expected in society that, like, a couple has children. We get that question, and I understand that if we had more of an extended family, if we were always going over Crystal's big family dinners and stuff, which they just don't have. And I now live a little bit away from my family. I know that question would come up a lot more to us. So when are you guys expecting, or when are you going to have a little one or pop one out or whatever? And I don't know how to deal with that question. It's also situational. Yeah. But for us, we just say, hey, we're just not interested in it. And it's not for us. Yeah, don't know what to say about it.
I know, people are so weird about it.
Yeah, it's funny that that's such an expected thing, though, that everybody wants everybody else to have children. Thank you for being such great inspiration. I hope I can feel that healthy one day too. Great. I hope you can as well. We need a Derek Crystal hybrid for the world, if only to counteract the future media.
We'll get a dog. I don't know. We'll get a dog one day.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Is like, yeah, I know that's another thing too. Is like, as much as like we don't want kids, I think that I could bring some pretty amazing little people into this world, and that's like something that this world's just going to have to miss out on. Is that selfish of me? I don't know. Is it selfish to have kids? I don't know about that either. This is a good one. This is a current topic. What's your opinion about eating oysters or other animals that don't exhibit any discernible consciousness? I'm vegan, but I've heard points made about the lack of environmental impact, etc. So, for me, it's like, I don't know why. Like, would you really want to eat oysters? There's other ways that we can get zinc. I'm not starved for protein. They are like the filters of the ocean. So, they're definitely going to be contaminated with, with PCBs and dioxins, especially, probably some heavy metals too. As far as like the ethical aspect of that, though, I think that's kind of what you're more asking about. I don't know. I think it's just like just because we can't understand their consciousness doesn't mean that they don't have one. Yeah, it's a tough one. It's definitely a tough one, because then it's like, well, what about plants? It's like we can't really understand like the consciousness of plants, but they might have one that we just can't understand on our level. So yeah, I get it. I don't know. I still don't think that eating oysters is vegan though. That's my personal opinion. But if someone wants to eat oysters occasionally and they want to identify as a vegan, I'm not going to be the one to police that term. Let's see. Oh, hey, best way to consume iodine if I don't like the fishy taste. So that would be either get an iodine supplement. There's lots out there that you can get that are made from kelp, and some of them are so potent you just need a drop a day to get 800 micrograms, which would be a good amount to supplement with. So yeah, I would say that's something to consider. Or you could always have like iodized salt, like table salt. That's another good way to get iodine in your diet, but not nearly as good as having, sea vegetables, or maybe even an iodine supplement is something to think about. But you can really easily overdo iodine. You can have too much. So definitely don't triple up on your dosing, thinking that you're gonna catch up for months of not having any sea vegetables. I have a kelp capsule, and you don't taste anything, from the Green Pirate. There you go. Will you go to Japan, just across the pond? I want to go to Japan so badly. That is one culture that fascinates the heck out of me. I would absolutely love to go there. Yeah, I think it would be so cool. And for any of you guys that are into cars, like drifting and all that is so big over there. I would love to go to the Ibisu circuit and rent a drift car for the day. I think that would be so much fun. And just to see that country. So yeah, I think one day I would like to. And yeah, it is literally like just over the ocean from from 12 British, 14 hours away. British Columbia. But yeah, it's a really long ways away. That ocean is massive. Or at least that's what they tell us. We should go. You are a pearl in a bed of oysters. Well, thank you. Very nice. I missed the part of the video. So are we going to go ahead with having Coco and Harry answer questions for the next Ask Me Monday? That would be funny. Harry is no longer with us, though. And you're a longtime follower. If you remember Harry, he is not with us. And but Coco's still, he's holding it strong for the both of them.
He passed away almost a year ago.
1 year ago today, Harry passed away.
Almost.
Speaking of Japan, next mods for the 350Z. Just keeping it going and making it like just as good as it can possibly be right now. Like I need new coilovers on it. The brakes are gone, so I've actually got some new brakes. I took advantage of a Black Friday sale on Z1 Motorsports. Got some new brakes for it, but I'm not going to do anything crazy. Like I'm not going to boost it or spend a bunch of money, because that would just be a waste. And the car is so much fun as it is. So no, I don't think too much. Just those sorts of things. Anyways, I think that's probably about it. Any questions? Any last questions, guys? Throw them in there. Maybe I'll get to them. How many hours a day do I lift weights? I go to the gym for about an hour and 30 minutes. That'll include my warm up and some stretching that often doesn't happen at the end of the workout. Walk on your hands. I am not your circus animal. I'm actually not that great at walking on my hands. I haven't been practicing my handstands lately, so I have to get back to it. Someone asked if you've had a history of an eating disorder. Should you transition to veganism? Would love your thoughts. My stepdaughter's mom is concerned of this as well. Yeah, this is something like you'd have to, I don't know, work on an individual case basis with this one. I don't want to give advice on this, but like, I know when I did one-on-one consulting, a lot of people with disordered eating do move towards a vegan diet because they find it yet another way to control what they're putting into their body. And if they can do that, in a healthy way, and they're eating enough, then I don't see it being a really bad thing if they feel good about eating the foods. But it's definitely like you have to heal and fix disordered eating, whether the person's eating going to transition to vegan or not, right? So I don't know. I don't recommend it or not recommend it. I don't really know what to say. Those Brembos, though, yeah. So, man, I should start a car channel, because I would love to talk more about my car. And a lot of you guys seem to be car people on here as well, which surprises me. Sinusitis remedies, gargling with salt water for sure. Neti pot can really help as well. Beyond that, I don't really know if it's from like an allergy. I always forget the name of this crystal. The not milk thistle. The
stinging nettle.
Stinging nettle is a really good natural herb that helps us to reduce the histamine in our body. So you can definitely try that. I know that works for me when I get allergic rhinitis or whatever. That can definitely help. But yeah, if it's just from, I don't know, dust and that sort of thing, neti pot's a great one. All right. So I think we're almost done here. So what's your usual go-to snack between breakfast and dinner? Well, lunch, but no, sometimes you're right though. Sometimes I'll only have 2 meals in a day, and a snack in between that. I often won't snack. Sometimes I'll just have fruit. Sometimes I'll have a little bit of oatmeal, which I guess could be considered like a lunch. The banana or apple and peanut butter is a really good one as well that I love. But yeah, I don't really have any like go-to snacks like that. It's a good question. So, all right. I guess that's probably it. Do an entire skateboarding video. Oh man, Paris, Green Day. My skateboarding days, I think, are over. I'm just not as light and nimble on my feet as I used to be. And for anyone that skateboards, it's not just like riding a bike. You can't just hop on it and still have all the same tricks years later. It is really, really hard. And my ankles are so weak nowadays from those years of skateboarding and constantly rolling my ankles that it's just not really on the cards, but I still love it so much. So yeah, maybe not a whole video on skateboarding, but you'll definitely next summer, I'll throw it back in some videos for sure. Freaking love your channel. Mad respect. You've helped me so much. So thank you. Hey, you're welcome for that. Okay, cool. I think this is probably it. You want to come say bye, Crystal? All right, so we'll just get Crystal in here. All right, so thank you guys all for joining us. That was 2 hours. I said to Crystal when we started, I was like, I'm going to keep it an hour max.
Max an hour.
But I just love hanging out with you guys. It's always fun. There's always so many good questions, and I wish I could get to them all. So thank you all so much. Thanks, Crystal, for moderating it. Were there a lot of haters in there?
No, not really. Some people just being like repetitive or just asking silly things. And, yeah, everyone's pretty good.
All right, nice.
But I was commenting to a few things.
Nice.
It's easy if I'm like commenting to things because then we can like both answer questions at the same time.
Yeah,
so
I know.
It's kind of a fun thing.
I think it's a great thing.
It's like moderating, being able to moderate has like broken a new level of like lives. We can like do more.
So, all right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for all the questions and for joining me. Thank you for the super chats, but more importantly, thanks for the support on the channel. I love you guys all. Have a good day. Get out there, move your bodies, eat some plants. See you guys soon.
Bye.